We were really excited and thrilled and kind of not really expecting much from these guys. Maybe from Carlos, because he was the more militant, but not from Tommy. This was the sharecropper's son from Lemoore who picked cotton. This was the quiet child.
There were more than 200 of us watching the actual event. We knew something was going to happen.
The Star-Spangled Banner, when they did what they did, was absolute eternity.
But see, I did not throw a rock and hide my hand. What I did is held my hand up in a cry for freedom.
We were electrified when they raised their fist. None of us knew that was coming. And when it happened, it was so right.
People call it black power. Of course I'm black. Of course we represented power. But it was a cry for freedom. Here, notice me. I'm in need. What are you in need of? Justice.
We were like in awe of it. We were silent. We just stood there. Nobody said a word through the whole national anthem. We just sat there and looked at each other and looked back at the TV and looked at each other and looked back at the TV. It was quite a moment.
I mean, you know, you're sitting there and saying it's a long time for somebody to just take out a gun and shoot them.
You're doing this in the same year where Martin Luther King and a Kennedy are assassinated.
I think there was a great deal of shock. I mean, and people were sort of awestruck by what they're looking at, and I don't think until after it was over you heard a huge murmur afterwards, you know, trying to kind of, what did all this mean?
And Tommy, can you tell us the significance of the black glove on the right hand and the black socks that you've been wearing?
Black glove represents black America, and so does the black socks. I'm proud to be a black man, and all my people back home know that it's very significant.
Well, the iconography is absolutely, it's fascinating.
So you have the leading arm of Tommy Smith, his right arm raised, and you have the left arm of John Carlos, and it forms that nice arc showing the unity of black America. So it becomes an aesthetic moment.
They're not wearing shoes as a way to say something about poverty in black America. You know, they're wearing beads around their necks to symbolize the lynchings that had occurred in the history of black America. John Carlos, his jacket is unzipped, which is a tremendous breach in protocol. As he said to me, he kept the jacket unzipped because he wanted it to be a tribute to blue-collar workers, black and white.
Peter Norman disrupts that simple narrative of it only being about black nationalist politics, and it broadens it out. I think that's one of the reasons why the image has been so powerful, is that you can read into it so many different stories.
It blows your mind that this isn't just a black thing. This is a moment of resistance. This is about people who've had enough and people who want to stand up and be counted. And finally, it gives the lie to the idea that anti-racism is about taking things away from white people, about the advance of black people, and that there is a place for white people. There has to be a place for white people in that struggle.
American team spokesman said today that United States Olympic officials were not expected to take any action against American Negroes Tommy Smith and John Carlos, who raised their arms in a black power salute during the ceremony in which they received their Olympic medals. The officials knew that Smith and Carlos planned to do it before the ceremony. The runners had told their coach, Peyton Jordan, who notified Olympic officials, said the spokesman. They said they did it to show black people are